long time I've been listening to the lies of the industry that say you need $5 million to make a feature film, you need to have a director, and you need a script supervisor and a line producer and all these things. So that's what delayed my filmmaking for a long time, until I said, you know what is a feature film? A feature film is something that's longer than 50 or 60 minutes according to Atlanta Film Festival at least. Yeah. So let's just say 90 minutes. If I took my phone and I filmed for 90 minutes, I just made a feature film. This has been changing my life on anything you could pick up, is picture the objective and not the subjective. So the objective here is to make something that's an hour and a half long. That's the objective. With Kick the Ladder, we do like 3 cuts, 3 locations, whatever it is. So you're focusing on the objective, and then your subconscious fills in the blanks. And what I've learned with cooking, which I've never cooked for my whole life, and then I realized that I needed to, my objective had to change from making the best chicken I could possibly make to make it edible. As soon as I changed it to that, I've been actually cooking so much and going, what's the worst that could happen? It's going to taste bad. That's it. Well, with chicken, there's other things. But with, like, if you're cooking like French fries, you're going to cook them wrong. Okay, then you're going to learn. But so many times we're taught, like, okay, you're learning this is how picture the analogy, okay? Just see if you can figure out what the analogy is. Somebody hears that you want to learn how to drive, and they say, you need to get a Ferrari. You really need a Ferrari. If you're going to drive, that's the thing you need to do. And then you're like, oh, well, shit. I got to start working towards this Ferrari for the next 20 years and, hold lights for people for 20 years before I could ever touch a Ferrari. Maybe valet for a long time. But then you're going to get that Ferrari, and you're going to be on the road with a Ferrari, and you've never driven before. You're going to freak out, and you're going to fail, and you're going to do a bad job, and nobody's going to let you drive their Ferrari ever again. Best thing you could do is go on Craigslist and buy a car for $600. Practice that, and if you hit a telephone pole, you just have to pay the city for a new telephone. So the pressure is off. The goal is to learn how to drive straight and stuff like that. The last thing I'll say is, like, with I've always likened it to like poker. Imagine if you're like, I went to poker school and I read books on poker and I watched YouTube videos on poker. Please donate $5 million so I could go to the Vegas tournament to practice playing poker or do this tournament, because I think I could win it back, because I've learned a lot about poker. And then you sit down in Vegas and then they say, ante up, bets you, blah, 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 blah. And then you're going to be like freaking out and not even being able to intuitively play poker. How do you intuitively learn how to play poker? You play it with your friends. You play it when there's no money on the table. What Kick the Ladder is about is that there's no money on the table. We're seeing what we come up with no money influencing our films. I think that's a really good thing.